So you've just run your first lot of card sorting sessions and you've got loads of fresh insights to dive into.
Finally, we're going to review our observations, look at some of the sitemaps we've made and see if we can combine that into something we can actually implement. Now, the main thing to look at is your notes about sitemaps that your users have made. They're probably going to be pretty similar. You'll only want to look at your other insights if they're like crazy different.
Next up, let's look at the different sitemaps that were generated by your participants. There's a lot of different fancy statistical analysis you can do on them, but they can be quite intimidating if you've never done them before. Instead, I'm going to recommend just eyeballing the data to spot consistent and different groupings and labeling. The goal here is to identify trends across the different sessions. Which items appeared together most often? If you didn't open card sort, what were the common labels that people came up with to describe different categories? If most of your users organise the cards in a similar way, your job's going to be pretty easy. Just work out the most common way the cards were sorted and use that to make your final sitemap. Review the notes you made while observing the sessions and look for common themes. Maybe users all use the same words to describe certain cards, or maybe a lot of people got stuck in the same spot. Much of the value from card sorting comes from listening to the users' comments as they sort the cards. If your users came up with wildly different sitemaps and there are no clear trends, it might be that your content labels aren't clear enough, or perhaps your website's quite complex. You can try conducting another sort with new labels based on the feedback from the first round. Or you might just need to test with a bigger number of users until some trends start to emerge. This is the really tricky part, and it might take you a little while to get through the data and really get your head around how it fits together. I promise you'll get the hang of it after a while. Once you have both your sitemap that you created based on the results and your list of insights from your observations, combine these. Can you tweak some of the names of your pages to reflect the words people used? Is there some content that you should consider removing because users don't need it or it's confusing? Have a good think about everything you've learned and how you could apply it to make the user experience of your site better.
The funny thing about this is that we haven't actually changed our website. At the start of the analysis, you figured out that some pages might be deleted or merged with other pages. Then you've taken what's left and you've done card sorting with real users. We're just finding what our users would like us to do. How you change your website is up to you.
Analysis is definitely the trickiest part of this whole process, so once you're done, give yourself a big pat on the back. It was a lot of work, but you should now have a brand new sitemap that's going to make it so much easier for visitors to your site to find what they're looking for. My one big tip for getting started with card sorting is to let go of worrying about statistical accuracy until you've got a bit more practice under your belt. Accept that analysis gets messy, and it's as much art as it is science. Focus on what insights you can gain from the process. The awesome thing is that you're actually speaking with users, which is so much better than just guessing.